the human capital of China. With rapid growth rates of up to 13%, China has emerged in recent years as one of the major economies in the world. The motor that powers China's fast-paced development is its vast and diverse population. There are more than 1.3 billion people living in China today. 38% of the population lives in the more developed coastal areas, while the central and western regions are more scarcely populated. The working-age population is 72%. Literacy rates are as high as 96%. Unemployment rate is 9%. Capitalizing on China's immense human resources, more than 260,000, about 1.3% of all European Union small and medium-sized companies are now doing business in China. Human resources, the biggest challenge for foreign companies doing business in China. While there are a number of factors that are of major concern, such as the economic situation or the currency and financial risks, human resources management continues to top the list of business challenges for foreign companies doing business in China. According to a recent study conducted by the German Chamber of Commerce in China in collaboration with Watson Wyatt, human resources will remain the biggest challenge in the near future too. HR management, an evolving profession. As in most developing countries, the HR profession is still evolving in China. Only until a few years ago, the HR profession in China was limited to the administrative function, recruiting and dismissal, paying taxes and benefits, talent management, organizational development, training, corporate strategy were brand new concepts. That makes hiring good quality HR staff a sometimes challenging process. And while the situation is improving fast, it is still difficult to recruit good first-year, people-oriented HR managers. HR challenges. The HR challenges that European Union small and medium enterprises are facing while doing business in China can generally be grouped in 5 categories: legal environment, cultural differences, HR administration, management, and organizational development. Legal environment. Foreign-owned companies often need to face tough and changing regulations. For example, foreign representative offices, financial institutions, and economic organizations are not allowed to hire employees directly. They need to go through specially designated HR management agencies. The official version of the labor contract must be in Chinese. Only 2 fixed-term contracts are allowed. While some Chinese companies are allowed to get away with minor infractions of the law, foreign-owned companies are usually held to a higher standard. Very often, good government relations or guanxi are required. Despite strong government regulations, corruption is still rampant. Industrial relations. Chinese labor law stipulates that employers may not prevent employees from forming unions to protect their rights. Chinese employees are keen on organizing en masse and will frequently take advantage of this provision of the law. According to official government statistics, 80% of all foreign firms in China were unionized by the end of 2008. Understanding the Chinese. Business etiquette and ethics. Understanding Chinese business etiquette and ethics is key to successfully managing Chinese employees. While China has in recent years made a tremendous progress towards a market economy, there's still a great number of people who cling to the old iron rice bowl mentality and expect their jobs to last a lifetime and provide steady income and benefits. Face is another important sociological concept in China. It is something that is emotionally invested and that can be lost, maintained, or enhanced and must be constantly attended to in interaction with Chinese employees. While managing Chinese employees indeed has its specifics, beware of employees who try to convince you that this is how it's done in China. It's often used to deflect foreign criticism or excuse improper behavior. If it doesn't make sense, then it probably doesn't belong in your organization. Loyalty. The self stands in the innermost circle of Chinese loyalties. Family, friends, and nation follow in the outer circles. Loyalty to his company would normally be outside of the circle of core values of a Chinese employee. Vertical or personal relationships are important Chinese cultural characteristics. Thus, loyalty to the manager is often more prominent than loyalty to the company. If a key person decides to leave the company, he may be followed by employees who are loyal to him. Innovation and creativity. Recruiting innovative, creative, and motivated employees is key to building a successful business team anywhere in the world. While Chinese students usually do very well at standardized tests, the education system in China does not encourage innovation and creativity. Assertiveness and accountability. As much as 65% of Western managers in China identify assertiveness and accountability to be the most challenging behavioral differences to overcome in Chinese employees. Failing to understand those differences could cause much friction within cross-cultural teams. HR administration. HR administration is yet another area where HR managers are facing serious challenges. Recruitment. Attraction and recruitment of qualified talent is one of the main functions of every HR department. In doing so, European Union small and medium enterprises could face one or more of the following challenges. Employer brand recognition. Working for a recognized foreign or domestic brand is an important part of a Chinese employee's social standing. In that regard, small and medium enterprises are at a particular disadvantage as compared to big foreign or domestic brands. Lack of references and background checks. Obtaining references from previous employers is difficult and therefore not a common practice. References are often unreliable or subjective. A study conducted by Kroll shows that an alarming 20% of job candidates have discrepancies in their resumes and applications. Background checks are only required for director, supervisor, and senior manager candidates. Shortage of talent. The imbalance between business opportunities in China and qualified talent is one of the biggest challenges recruitment managers face. There is a shortage of talent with international and domestic experience in the areas of marketing, sales, technology, HR, and management. Only about 10% of Chinese candidates for jobs in key areas such as finance, accounting, and engineering are qualified to work for a foreign company, according to one McKinsey study. This shortage is even more prominent in the second and third-tier cities. Pressure to hire. Companies in China are sometimes being exposed to pressure from government or party structures to hire more employees than they actually need. Doing otherwise is considered unpatriotic.